one flower will have the nectar and will have the pollen grains. When the hummingbird just visit that flower, they will drink the nectar and they will collect the pollen on their beaks. When they just drink all the nectar will be not enough for them. So that's why they just move to another one and they just visit the other flower. They just drink the nectar from the other flowers and they deposit the pollen, and the next flower will be completely pollinated. And that's how these kind of plants can reproduce on the wild. The green hermit is one of the biggest species of hummingbirds in Monteverde, and it's a beautiful female. She is nesting, she's incubating the eggs. In this case, mostly of the time they just build their nest under a lot of leaves, because that kind of leaves has two functions. The first function is she's incubating the eggs and it's raining, or if she's feeding the babies and it's raining, that kind of leaves just works as a roof. Babies will stay dry inside. And also if a predator just crosses above, the predators can see the leaf, but they cannot see the babies under. And that's why they have a lot of more success in the mating process. This is a beautiful male tarantula. The name of this beautiful tarantula is Costa Rican red-leg tarantulas. The male is nomad. They are just moving on the forest and they have diurnal and nocturnal activity. And females are living on caves or nests. And the female has mostly of the time just a nocturnal activity. What we can see here, it's a strangler fig tree. This will be one of the biggest trees on this kind of forest. They just begin their life in the top of the tree. They just comes down, they just penetrate soil, and they will fight with the host tree for nutrients and minerals. This kind of tree will be like this. This is how the strangler fig tree can look after 50 years. Those small roots was transforming on this massive tree here. And you can see how many species of plants are just covering the trunk. On this kind of trees is a type of trees where you can see or where you can find mostly of the species of air plants on this kind of forest. Normally, it's very common to see the density of the clouds or the mist on this part of the forest, because this is the continental divide where the real cloud forest just formed. Mostly of the time, you can see all the mist penetrating the forest here, but if you're very lucky, you can see the most beautiful view of the Nicoya Gulf in the Pacific Ocean. This right now here is the Pacific side, and this is the Atlantic side, the Caribbean side of Costa Rica. It's very interesting how you can stay on the middle of both slopes. You can see here also the elfin forest. The trees are smaller and the leaves on this kind of trees will be stronger, because this kind of leaves needs to support all the speed wind coming from the lowlands of the Caribbean side. When you just walk inside of this beautiful forest, you will feel a lot more better, because on the Monteverde Cloud Forest you will see just wild, you will see just nature, you will see this very endangered forest, but at the same time you can feel all this wind, all this mist penetrating and touching your faces, and also you can feel a lot more sane, you can feel in peace completely.